And welcome to the second half hour of the Factor Uncensored. We're following up on those serious allegations of the mistreatment of children at the Texas border and other migrants. According to a report from Hearst newspaper, those working the border for Texas were directed to push children back into the river, crossing into the Rio Grande, keeping them off the Texas side. The trooper also said in an email showing concern about what he witnessed, said migrants were denied water, and even a pregnant woman was found entangled in the governor's razor wire while having a miscarriage. The governor's office has since responded to those claims, saying this: no orders or directions have been given under Operation Lone Star that would compromise the lives of those attempting to cross the border illegally. Adding, until President Biden reverses his open border policies and does his job to secure the border, Texas will continue protecting Texans and Americans. Joining me now to talk about it, immigration attorney Sylvia Mintz, activist Tony Diaz, and political analyst Angela Box. So, Tony, let's begin with you. Your thoughts on what you heard from this state trooper in this email that he sounded the alarm about it. He was just, offended by what he saw at the border. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm really embarrassed as a Texan by Governor Abbott not acknowledging this. I'm very proud of the trooper medic that risked their career to write down and document what they saw. And, you had the earlier segment about God. The atrocities were so bad, this professional wrote in the email, we need to recognize that these are people who are made in the image of God and need to be treated as such. And we're talking about 4-year-old kids, pregnant moms, parents. Let me put it this way. I want to stop cartel members and criminals from entering the country. In this case, this professional points out that it's families and kids that are being hurt by Texans.
All right, and Sylvia, for those who are not familiar, what we're dealing with in the Rio Grande now when it comes to this razor wire, explain that to them.
Well, what is going on is that Governor Abbott decided to take the enforcement of immigration laws as his job, and now he set wire and big things around the river so that people cannot cross. And we have to remember that razor wire has been used through history by oppressors. It was used against the Jews, and it was used against the Native Americans. It's a way to oppress people. And sadly, even though Governor Abbott cannot do his job, when it comes to Texas, he's infringing into enforcing federal law. Now, the situation now is that families are suffering, and we are violating international law, international treaties that the United States has signed, and Texas is violating also the rights of people that are in the United States.
All right, Angela Box, let's hear from you, because your exhaling sounds like a hurricane in this damn place.
Again, I'm shocked. I'm shocked and not shocked at the gaslighting. I mean, first of all, no one is saying we should be denying water. The governor's directive is very clear, but we have a situation where Border Patrol agents, ICE agents, have been completely demoralized and abused by the Biden administration. This administration that has has flung open the border.
Really quick, Angela, let's deal with what's at hand with this state trooper.
It's all connected.
Wrote.
So the state trooper had, and that's going to be investigated, and the governor says that's going to be investigated. But the Border Patrol agents are completely demoralized and abused. This government has flung open the border over the last 2.5 years, have allowed 3 million illegals to cross into our country. Now, you have to understand, Central America, South America, guess what they're doing? They're emptying their prisons, and they are sending the worst of their worst over the border. And Tony has the temerity to talk about children. 350,000 unaccompanied minors have been trafficked over this border. 85,000 of them have been lost by this administration. And we know where they're going because a DHS whistleblower has said that these children are being trafficked to people throughout the country, these sponsors that have no DNA ties to the children, and the Biden administration is not testing these children's DNA with these sponsors. They are being trafficked throughout our country. This is organized crime at our highest level, and the Democrats want illegal alien voters, they want cheap labor, they want drugs, and they want access to children, and that is what is going on.
So this is a lot about the American Hunger Games. In other words, we're hypocrites because we make it very hard for families to survive the desert, but guess what? The ones that do, they're going to find jobs and homes, because you're going to find Texans that will care for them, love them. Why? Because they're family members too, and they're going to take care of their elders and their kids. So we're being turned into hypocrites by our governor because he's putting on a big show just to try and make Biden look bad, but at the same time he's pitting working class Texas citizen families against working class undocumented families.
Go ahead, Sylvia.
And if I might add, we have to remember that the immigrants, according to the studies, are not from South America and Central America only. Now we're seeing immigration from Russia, from
China,
Afghanistan.
Iran,
I didn't interrupt you, so don't interrupt me.
Other terrorist countries.
Hold on one second,
you know, we are here. This lady is repeating propaganda without fundament and without numbers. So actually, the people who are coming to this country are seeking for asylum because they have been persecuted. They're coming from Afghanistan, they're coming from Russia. Actually, now the numbers from Central America and South America are even lower. And, you know, whoever defends this policy from Governor Abbott really doesn't have any moral compass, because it's not only illegal, but it's immoral what they are doing there.
Now, what is immoral and illegal is what
you got 30 seconds.
What is immoral and illegal is what this administration is doing in order to collapse the American society that we have all taken for granted. And I might add, yeah, 178 countries are now crossing over our border. You want to tell me that Chinese military-age people crossing the border, that's a good thing? Or how about the people from Iran that are crossing our border? I mean, do you honestly want to sit here and tell me that they are coming here for good purposes? No. And asylum seekers make up less than 2% of all of these claimants. This is total BS. This is gaslighting. The American people want this border closed, and it needs to be closed.
All right.
Greg Abbott needs to come correct to make Texans look good in the eyes of the rest of the world.
Thank you, guys.
And we need to look into...
We'll be right back.